And you know what? We are here. We are here with the very last of the Odyssey, the book.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, wasn't very good. this
No,
the,
this ended
these chapters
and
were
I
just
was pissed.
these chapters were not excellent. Although there was at least I'll tell you, I'm gonna say it made me. There was that
Mhm.
one time it made me laugh. It was book 24. I'm gonna start right here. Where is it? Um, why did Odysseus try to why did Odysseus trick his old and ailing father? Like what the fuck?
That was okay, that was the part that I was like, okay, this feels rude. This feels mean. This we're bullying now. Like, is
Yeah,
he actually a trickster or was he always just a bully?
line
Question?
line 305 by the way. Line 303. I can't read.
Mhm.
Laertes has just said, "So who are you, stranger?" Lying Odysseus replied, "I will tell you the truth completely."
And then proceeds about to tell
And
the
then he
truth.
does not tell the truth completely. He lies because he's
Oh
lying
my God.
Odysseus.
And then,
And that
okay,
was
and
pretty good.
so is that was in 24, the very last
Yes,
one,
it's
titled
very.
Restless
I
Spirits.
agree.
And I think this is really interesting because of all this, like, whoa, I want to get back to my wife, all of that. He leaves again.
Yeah, well, there's ghosts and they
He
hate
leaves
him.
pretty immediately to go get more, to go pillage and steal stuff
Yeah.
to replenish everything.
Here's what I find interesting about this ending. So book 24 starts with Restless Spirits. It starts with the dead ghosts going to
Yeah.
some other dead ghosts. Agamemnon, critically, and then does a quick recap of the whole book in case you weren't paying attention, I guess, which I thought was funny. Um, but here's the thing, right? And then the dude's father, I don't remember his name, and I don't care right now, says, "I'm gonna, we have to kill Odysseus. He's a right bastard for it." And then they fight for
Yeah.
5 seconds, and he dies. Great.
Mm.
Um, what I just find it really interesting to be, we'll say, bookended
Yeah.
this book 24 with Agamemnon, who is, excuse me, a guy who is famously revenged by his son,
Hmm.
justly in the morals of the time. And we have his father trying to revenge his son, and he beefs it. And they literally talk to each other like 5 seconds apart. So I don't know. I guess if you're old, get fucked. Except if you're Odysseus, because he's the greatest.
Yeah, I'm looking at the summary because
Yeah.
I also forgot there were summaries for each of the
I
books at the
kept
back, and I'm just
remembering
like,
it and then not reading it, and I just
mhm.
didn't care. But yes, tell me about the summary.
Yeah.
Tell me
So
about.
it ends with like a the final scenes really are this kind of outbreak of like battle
Yeah.
over the killing of the suitors and Antonius
Yep.
specifically, because Antonius's father, Eupethestes or whatever his name is there. And then Athena and Zeus intervene, are like, there should be peace, and Odysseus should be king in Ithaca. And then that's it. He's eager to stop killing.
I really like the part at the end. Like the last line is, Athena brokered the peace, still dressed as mentor. End
Yeah.
of book. What do we? Where's mentor? Where is he?
Yeah. I don't know. I
I
don't think
I
I'm
agree.
going back to
I
book.
just have like
Go ahead.
no idea what the fuck to say about this shit.
I think it is a lackluster ending to what is a very long story. And if I was in the audience and I had been coming for like
Yeah.
12 weeks straight to get two books, like an evening, you know what I'm saying? And I got this, I'd be pretty upset. But then again, I might not remember anything of any of the other books because I don't remember everything that's happened, if that makes sense. So much of this was told in flashback, and then we get to the present in the last like six-ish books. And like technically we were still always in the present, but like we had
I know what you mean. I
whole
know what
like
you mean.
back-to-back chapters where we were in a story, in within the story.
Yeah.
Um
You ever heard of Dracula?
Dracula?
Dracula does that.
Oh yeah. I tried reading Dracula once. It was not for me.
No, I think Dracula's pretty good. I've been talking to a lot of people about Dracula this last weekend, so I don't know if I'll
Yeah,
keep doing it.
that's fair. I enjoy a lot of the surrounding media around Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
I think you need to be in the right headspace and mood to read Dracula because it is a story about stories.
Yeah.
You're reading like this. There's a word for it. And I'm blanking on it right now, but it's like this where it's like these bits and pieces like letters. I can't remember the specific word. I'll look it up. Yeah, I don't have too much to say. I was kind of just like, I'm gonna get in this chat and tell Dre I hated the ending of this book.
Well,
Epistolary?
epist-
Dracula's an epistolary
yes,
novel.
I've been saying epistolary because I got it
Oh,
wrong. Um, it's
I
because
love that.
what? Yeah. Anyway, this isn't a Dracula podcast. Hi,
No.
podcast listeners, all two of you. This isn't
Yeah.
about Dracula. It's about the Odyssey and how nothing happened in the ending. And it's like we can't. I don't know. It feels bad because I'm like, well, that's literally all there is to say, or it's all I have on this. But it's like, okay, but that was like 2 minutes. We spoke for 2 minutes.
Yeah,
I don't want to be done after 2 minutes. It's bullshit.
I know. It's okay to turn it into a Dracula podcast. We're talking about other long stories
Dracula's not that
that may or
long.
may not. I feel like Dracula is a long book, but maybe I was young when I tried reading it.
I'll say so. I read Dracula twice. I read it in my vampire class.
Oh, fun.
Yes, and then you may have heard about Dracula Daily, in which because it's all dated, because it is that word that I'm definitely gonna mispronounce, epistolary.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
it's like it's a Substack subscription that gives you only the parts from the book the day that it happened of the year, because Dracula
Oh,
takes place over the course of like 6 months or whatever.
yeah.
So I read it twice, once like that, once like the other way. Um, and I
I
don't know,
like that.
but
That's a good way to read it.
yeah, I don't think I would have read it a second time. Not because it's bad or whatever, but it's just I was talking about anti-Semitism in it
Hmm.
at a party just a couple days ago about the anti-Semitism of Dracula, and
Yeah.
it's because someone else was reading it or whatever. My friend Nathan, and I'm like, well, let me put it this way, right? Who is Dracula? He's an Eastern European rich guy who's come to England to be scary, and he has a really big nose, and he's really rich. Could mean
Hmm.
anything.
Yeah. You're right.
There was actually a very specific period of time in London around then,
Hmm.
around Dracula, like it is responding to this fear of a large wave of Jewish immigrants. Um,
Hmm.
not that England or any of Europe really needed an excuse to be anti-Semitic, but those fears were Bram stoked. What can I say?
I'm done. Oh, goodness.
Did, did you like my Bram stoked? Were we with that or were we not with that?
I I think my brain's still processing it.
Okay. Okay.
Um. Oh, I forget what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Oh, one last thing about
Yes.
the Odyssey,
Yeah. Let's lock in about the Odyssey.
and it's particularly line. What would that be? 97 maybe, Mother, Cruel, Heartless Mother, where
Are we on? What book are
Telemachus,
we on?
book 23,
Okay.
the olive tree bed,
Olive Tree Bed.
where Telemachus is scolding his mother about not like receiving his father in a particular way.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do I say this? While Odysseus is like, yeah, I've been lost for like a decade, she's had to be there while like everyone else arrived home 9 years ago. And she's had to sit with the idea or reconcile herself to the idea that either one, he is still alive and just is not returning home,
Yeah.
or two, is dead. But she has to say he's still like she's grieving him or like he's gonna return. So she's been in this suspended state of limbo. Like her life has been on hold for over a decade. She has raised their child entirely on her own. Um, and I'm just like, I completely understand her not being being kind of like, I can't believe that's him, you know?
I think it's interesting because like I get what you're saying and I completely agree, but it is true though that like both the other characters, both Penelope and Odysseus, you know, he says to Shades like, you know, your heart is always harder than rock, but the narrator says, but thoughtfully she answered. And then hard
Mm-hmm.
in Odysseus began his battle. He told the boy, "You must allow your mother to test me out." So
Yes.
like, you know, Telemachus is bitch made. Like the book says he's bitch made for that one.
No, truly, like you gotta stop,
And you know
kiddo.
what? He is bitch made for that one. Not hey.
Yeah. I wonder how Christopher Nolan will be interpreting all of
Yeah.
this. How one to one some of this dialogue will be. We've already seen the whole outrage on the internet of Tom Holland's portrayal of Telemachus saying
Oh, we have.
dad instead of father.
We have.
Yes, it's been going along
I don't.
their press junket.
I'm not on Twitter.
Okay, well, I've seen it on Instagram, the press junket for this, where I think in the trailer
Yeah.
or one of the teaser trailers, Tom Holland's Telemachus portrayal says the word dad instead of father.
Dad.
And people are just like, he would never say like dad or something like that. That's not accurate. And Tom Holland in an interview goes, well, like I think because it's been going on in the cycle for like a week now about this like change, and he goes, like that doesn't even make sense because if the original would have been said in Greek, so I wouldn't even be saying father then either. And I was like, damn, that's kind of funny. He's like, like
Well, it's my
it's
papa, isn't it?
translation. He's like there's translation and adaptation occurring here, and like this story is now going through like 2 to 3 different iterations of
Yeah.
like translation from epic poem in another language to epic poem in a new language to film TV. And so it's like
TV.
film like well no like film like TV like a more like visual element
Oh,
as
okay.
opposed to a book element.
I'm like, yo, this is a miniseries on HBO type
No,
shit.
that could you imagine if they did a mini series with each book being in an episode? That would be
It
crazy.
would be a waste of time. I mean, they could do a
It would be a
miniseries,
waste of
but it
time.
wouldn't. It would not need to be 24 episodes. And part of me
No, but
almost
I
has.
think you could cut it down to 12 easily. A
I
good
think.
solid
I think
12.
I'm thinking like if it's like a HBO miniseries with like 40 minutes each, it's like an 8 to 9 episode thing.
I agree with you. But yeah, I think that was the last thing was just kind of that interactions between Penelope and Odysseus. Yeah, and then the
It's
little battle
actually I
breaks
find
out.
this. I do find it slightly interesting that
Yeah.
Odysseus has the same conversation twice. Here's the conversation Odysseus says 2 books in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I could be anybody. Beloved family member who has been grieving for him for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
You could be anybody. Well, you're definitely not this guy. And he goes, but I know all these things about this guy. Oh my god, you are this guy. This happens twice. It happened with the Bad and the Orchard with Laertes. I found it interesting. I really felt like, yeah, no, I heard this one. Do you have a different one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Odysseus the cunning, Odysseus the trickster. Just repeating the same bits and lines.
He's a liar.
Yeah. Um this is I think the very very last thing, and this is really nothing to do with the Odyssey, but more something I think is interesting about Achilles
Okay.
and connecting it to
It
Madeline
is weird
Miller's song of Achilles.
it does spend a while fucking jerking off Achilles at the end. It's like the different book, asshole.
Yeah. Achilles and Agamemnon are chatting. But I think it's like book 24, line 77, maybe? Your white bones lay inside it, Lord Achilles, mixed with the bones of your dead friend Patroclus. We laid the urn beside Antilochus, the friend you most respected after him. And particularly the idea that his mother gave the urn that his bones lay inside of with his dear friend Patroclus. I'm just like, I don't know. I wouldn't mix my bones with my friends. You know what I'm
What the
saying?
hell? You don't want to get cremated with me?
I don't think I want to be in the same urn for all of
You don't
eternity.
want to be in the same urn with me?
No, not necessarily. There's very few people I'd want to be in the same urn with.
Damn.
Yeah. Sorry to tell you.
Okay. Well,
Yeah. I know you're not distraught.
I'm gonna go grieve for 20 years until a man with a fucking scar on his calf that we all remember perfectly.
Yeah.
Um,
But I thought that was interesting, that little Achilles bit, because I wasn't expecting it.
yeah,
I was like,
that's true.
oh, interesting.
It's like reverse sequel bait.
Yeah,
Prequel
it
bait.
is reverse sequel
It's
bait.
prequel bait.
Yeah. Well,
Do
I
you think?
guess
Wait,
the,
wait, 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 wait. Let's talk about this. Do you think Christopher Nolan's gonna prequel bait at the end of the Odyssey?
with the
I'm
Iliad,
doing the Iliad next, brother.
that would be a choice.
That'd be
I was
cool.
thinking about that. Now that we're saying that, the prequel bait situation, it does make sense that Homer would end with a bit of Achilles, because we do see mention of Achilles, I think, throughout the
Yeah,
book, scattered here or
absolutely.
there.
Because he's like he's the
But
guy.
if I obviously the Odyssey and the Iliad are not first person POV, you know.
No.
That's no, sadly. But the Iliad, from what I largely understood, takes a lot of, like, we are seeing a lot of Achilles' actions.
That's probably He's the main character.
He's the main character, whereas the Odyssey has Odysseus being the main character.
That's true.
Oh my god, I should have screenshotted this. Um, but maybe I'll save it for when we're chatting next about the film, if we're both still seeing it. I'm not sure.
What?
Are we still seeing the Odyssey
Yes, yes,
movie?
yes, 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 yes.
Okay. I need to buy my tickets for that week, but I'm buying them for Wednesday, I think, next week.
I'm gonna see it on Tuesday, as far as I know. I'm planning on seeing it on
Yeah.
Tuesday.
There was an article I saw that was basically the 6 most unique adaptations of the Odyssey,
Okay.
and 5 of them arguably could have been. The last one wasn't even an Odyssey remake. It was like, this is close enough. And it was like, you could have just said 5. You didn't have to say 6. Um, but I'm trying to remember the specifics. I wish I had saved it, because it was a very interesting list. I'm gonna look it up. 6 best Odyssey film adaptations. I don't remember if there was something else I wanted to share with this, but I just thought it would be fun to talk about this.
Okay.
Oh, this was in part. I remember now. I was sharing this list with Sam, and I was like, "Oh, this is really exciting," because, like, me and your friend, like, and my friend, are gonna go see this movie to talk about it, and now I'm getting more articles about this, and I was like, "Oh, look at that!" And there is an adaptation with George Clooney of the
Okay.
Odyssey. Where art thou, brother? I think.
Brother, where art thou? Yes, I do
Brother,
know
where art
about
thou?
this.
Where the main character's name is Ulysses, and so I was just like, "Oh, that's really cool."
Well, Ulysses is his name.
Yes, yes. But I was telling Sam, I'm like, yeah, because Odysseus's name, like a romanization of that name, is Ulysses. And Sam was like, what? And I was like, yeah, that's a pretty cool thing.
Okay, so 2 of the most famous other pieces of I don't know if you know this. Then I don't know if it was in your article.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 of the most famous pieces of the Odyssey that isn't the Odyssey is there's a poem I believe called Ulysses by I don't fucking remember
Mm-hmm.
who, and it's because it starts like it's like this it's after the Odyssey is how it reads. It says, "Hey, my brothers who are about to go out on sea, who's gonna join me one last time?" Says, and
Mm-hmm.
it's the title is the only thing that makes it clear that it is Odysseus speaking, and then also right fucking what's it James Joyce's modernist classic Ulysses
Yes.
about a dude who
Yes.
walks around town.
Uh-huh. Yes.
which I
I
haven't.
found the article.
I
I
haven't
found.
read that one.
I haven't either. But I will check out that short poem because that does
Yeah.
seem really interesting
It's
to
something
pick
I
up.
remember reading in some class.
Yeah, I can always look into it. There's probably a large list of like these recommendations for folks who are going into the Odyssey.
Mm-hmm.
So the first on the list was "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?"
Yep.
The second was the SpongeBob SquarePants movie.
That's basically true if you think about it and are insane.
hmm the third was
All
Cold
right, I'm gonna make
Mountain.
fun. That shit is just like me when I go on a journey type shit. That is not. That's nothing.
Yes. No, that's what me and Sam were critiquing this list of like, this isn't actually a list of Odyssey adaptations. This is just lengthy journeys.
Yeah. Or
The
Odysseys,
third
if
was
you will.
Cold Mountain, which is what if the Odyssey were the American Civil War?
Sure.
Um, the fourth on the list was Beau is Afraid, which is a weird movie from director Ari Aster, which has Joaquin Phoenix as the Odysseus analog, like a Beau who's just kind of walking around town. Um, and then the fifth was Keyhole, and this is like, what if it's the Odyssey, but you're just trapped in a house trying to get to your wife?
Okay.
There's a movie I think that's called Keyhole, and then the last was The Warriors, which was subtitled on this list, Close Enough. And this is actually a story of Anabasis by the soldier and writer Xenophon, who recounted the journey of a group of Greek mercenaries fighting to get home through hostile Persian territory. And they put it on the list about Odyssey adaptations. I'm like, you didn't need to do that.
Me when there was a Greek trying to get back.
No, truly. Truly.
Okay. Well, so then
I just wanted to share that as a parting thought.
Yeah, and with that, fuck you, the Odyssey.
We did read it. I am proud of both of us sticking this through.
Yeah.
And it was tough. There was chapters that were really not enticing to get through at all.
No.
Yeah. I don't know if I would go back and read the Iliad, TBH.
It's definitely not.
Not in this year.
It's not sparking joy. This one didn't even have a fucking whole chapter about there was a bunch of boats, and then they name all the boats. So,
yeah.
what's the point?